Hello! I have been brewing this yap video about Girls State for 30 days and 30 nights. And that's because the first time I did it, it was an hour-long video, and it was unorganized. So I organized it. I have a list. And then, second of all, I was just too tired. I slept for another 30 days and 30 nights after Girls State because I lost so much sleep. So, I'm just going to be yapping this whole video. And if you don't watch it all the way through, I'm going to get you and be very hurt and very sad because I'm editing this for ya. Because if I yapped about it for a voice message, it would be too long and you would never want to read it again. So I put it in video form so you can pause it and, watch it later and stuff. So if you never watch this video, I'm going to find out and I will jump you with love. So anyway, I'll stay. It was a big mock government thing on several levels. We had city, we had parish, we had state, we had house, we had senate. It was huge and very fun. There were 300 something girls there. In my parish alone, there were 42. So that was really fun. Just for some statistics, I was Catahoula City, Boga Parish, and I was house. Some of these things are going to be important later, which is why I'll put like a diagram up or something just so we can understand. When I got there, very nervous because my mom was not in the car with me on the way there. It was Miss Shanika driving me and nobody else in the car. So I got there, huge line of girls. There were people in front of me, they were already talking because they knew each other. There were girls coming out of cars in duos because they knew each other. So lovely. So I was shaking in my boots, terrified the entire time I was in that line. But then we got inside and they gave us our lanyards. I don't know if I have a picture of my lanyard. It doesn't really matter. It was just a Southeastern key bag with my name on it and my city and parish and state and everything. So, not that important. I was the 4th floor dorms, which luckily on the first day they let us have the elevators, and I had to do 2 rounds because my comforter, I could not hold it with my other items, so I had to go back down. And this whole day, I'll put a fit check somewhere. This whole day, I was in Mary Jane's. Very cute, very statement opening because a lot of girls noticed me because of those Mary Janes. And they did compliment me because of those Mary Janes, but also those Mary Janes hurt my feet, okay? I can wear them to school for the whole 8 hours, but we were walking around for like 14. And so I was not prepared for 14 hours of walking. So I wore them the first day, I wore them the last day, never wore them again during the week. I had my black Mary Janes. I said, oh, after wearing the red ones, you could not catch me in those black ones during the amount of walking we did this week. And just for like prefacing reasons, we were up 14, like around over 10 hours a day. Muster was at 7 o'clock, 7:15 or something like that. And lights out, which is when we're supposed to be in bed, meaning we were never in bed at that time, was 11 o'clock. So more than 12 hours of being up. So lovely. So got up there, met some of my CCs. The one who caught my eye was Abby. Abby, she's such a nice person. I love Abby. I could tell that she was a little, because her lanyard had like clips on them. It had like clips on them that like she clipped people, right? And they were in the colors of a certain flag. I think we all know the flag. Yeah, so that was fun. So she caught my eye. Amiri caught my eye because she was very pretty. My PC also caught my eye because she was just very energetic in that elevator. Extremely energetic in that elevator. So I get up to my floor. Everybody said me hi, and they direct me to my dorm. I was dorm 414, so I was a part of Catahoula City. I opened my door. The first time I went up, my roommate was not there. Second time I went up, she was. And we clicked instantly. Her name is Julia. I called her Jules the whole time because that's how she introduced herself the first time, and she rocked with it. So, she was from O-Block. Very nice, very cool. I rock with Jules. My dorm, I had gotten new bed sheets for it, so I just put those in, and then we put our clothes in the dryer, and we just talked. So we got our shirts, and we switched them, and then each dorm, I was in dorm 414, right? Meaning I'm on the 4th floor, right? Each floor is a parish. So like I said, I was a part of Boga Parish, meaning everybody on the 4th floor was Boga Parish. So we'd have these big meetings with all of the other parishes, because there were 6 of them. And they do this thing called roll call. So they'd make a beat, and then they'd go like, insert parish, and then they'd have a chant back. So for me, like, for example, they'd go, hey, Boga, and then we'd say, crank it like a soja. And there were a lot of those. So I think I might have recorded one.
Hey, Pearl! Hey, Boga! I'm gonna miss ya! Hey, Boga! I'm gonna miss ya! Me! Hey, me! Hey, T-Funk! Hey, T-Funk! Hey, Nats!
Get the cat, get the cat!
Hey, Nats!
Come on, Nats. Get the cat, get the cat!
Hey, Feds! Hey, Feds! Hey, Nats!
Get the cat, get the cat!
Hey, Nats!
Get the cat, get the cat!
Hey, Feds! Hey, Feds! Hey, girl, stay!
We ate!
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 And they kind of just explained the whole election process to me, because Monday, this was on Sunday, Monday, we'd have elections for both city and parish. So that was very scary. I learned a dance this day. I think I learned slow wine, and I met Fed Faye. Didn't know her name at the time, because I didn't learn anybody's name until like Wednesday. But Fed Faye, oh girl, she was in them line dances. When I tell you in it, I mean in it. She was learning all of them, and that was really funny to me. So then we go back, lights out, and I'm like, I brought a bunch of bracelet making stuff. I should make bracelets for people. So I made Abby one, and she loved it, and she wore it every single day after. And I started making more bracelets for a bunch of the other girls during this week, and they all wore them, and it was very cute. And I was very excited about that. So lights out was at 11. Luckily my roomie showered at night, so we didn't have to fight with the showers in the morning. So yeah, that was day 1. Day 2, muster was at 7:15, and that means that's not like get up at 7:15. That is be prepared for 7:15, because they bang on the doors and be like, muster! So that was very scary. I gave the CCs, aka city councilors, their bracelets, because there were 4 CCs, Reagan, Amiri, Cadence, and Abby. And then we had a PC, which is parish counselor, and that was Mackie. And then we had a SC, and that was state counselor, and that was Sydney. So, Mackie would lead us around, and the CCs would do head counts and just talk. So, yeah. Every morning for muster and everywhere we went, we had to go in 2x2s. So that's just 2 people in a row instead of a line. It's just 2 lines because it's easier to count. And something really cute is whenever they were doing their head counts to make sure none of us were missing, we had to do fins up. So that means our hands were like this, which for the longest time, I didn't understand why this is fins up, because to me, this gives butterfly, like we're fluttering. But somebody told me that it's a dolphin fin, and that makes a lot more sense to me, because originally that other one did not. So we get there the next day, and they teach us the state song. I'm gonna put it.
You know what to do. Louisiana girl state, the best in all the land. Louisiana girl state, by you will always stand. From the broad Atlantic Ocean sing our noble call. Louisiana girls say, all for one and one for all. From the cold Canadian border to the floating Rio Grande. Louisiana girls say, the best in all the land.
Somewhere, and no, you're not being flashed. Those are just my pants. Also, that was one of our chants. We had a lot of them. I think I recorded one of them, so I'll probably put it somewhere.
From city to city, Girls State is really pretty. Na 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 na, na 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 na. From coast to coast, Girls State is the most. I said from coast to coast, Girls State is the most. Na 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 na, na 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 na.
And yeah, we also had a song that I'm gonna talk about that later. So on this day we had elections. So many election fails. I ran for my parish district attorney, lost that. Ran for my city council leader, lost that. Ran for state attorney, lost that. Ran for insurance, lost that. So that's on state and parish. So those were very unfortunate. We also were a part of either the House or the Senate. So I was a part of the House, and in both the House and the Senate you had committees. So you could pick out of one of your committees for the House, or if you were in Senate, same thing, just for Senate version. And so because I was a part of House, I was a part of House Criminal Justice. And for that, we had to make a bill. So the criminal justice bill that we ended up choosing, because this one girl's really tough story, was a custody, lowering the age that a child can testify in court for custody cases based off a cognitive and behavioral test. I'll put the bill up somewhere because we ate with that. Because she was talking about how when she was younger she wasn't able to testify, and now her brother's in the same situation and he's 8 and we think he should be able to testify. So we made like a whole bill about it, and period. And I'll talk about if it passed or not later. Also this day, we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the cafeteria place, and let me just tell you, those lines for the waffles were ridiculous. They were so long. And on this day, there was another camp around that got breakfast at this time, and regular summer class college students, so everybody's going for the waffles. It was just horrible. It was horrible. Yeah. Oh, this day, because I was House Criminal Justice, each committee also needed a chairman and a speaker. Now, I didn't run for chairman, but I did run for Speaker of the House. Failed that. But I did fail to this girl called Mitchell, and she's so sweet, and she's very funny. I rock with that girl and her big hat, because she had a really big hat whenever, on the last day of voting for bills in the legislative session. So yeah. Whole lot of chanting. Got to know my CCs better, got to know Jules better, talked to Fenfei, and I think this was the day I sat down with a table and I wasn't really feeling it for Rome. Oh, but I did make friends with Maddie this time too, and she's around the same area that Jules is, so they hit it off really well. Oh, and there's this girl called Gabby. She was sheriff. She's so funny. I rock with that girl so hard. She's so nice. Yeah, so lights out was still at 11. I was still making bracelets for people, and then Tuesday happens. So, during my election fails, I just want to tell you, now we had to write speeches for each of these, and I just want to say, even though I lost, one of my speeches I think has the funniest opening I have ever made to this day. I opened up my speech with, "Do you like murder? You know, like robbery. I know you rob places, most definitely. Maybe a little bribery, all that kind of stuff. That's how I opened my speech. And I did almost win. I made it to the runoffs, and then I lost the runoffs. And that was for state position, which I was really sad about because I really wanted it. But the girl who I lost to deserved it. She didn't make it after Nats, but she ate. So that was it for parish and city. Sorry, city and parish. After that, it's solely state elections for the rest of the week. So the one that I ran for on Monday/Tuesday, because I don't remember what day it was for state criminal. That's the one that I opened with Do You Like Murder? So this point, when it came to state, you were either a Fed or a Nat. And you had a little mix, like half and half of that in your parish, and then half of girls' state was either a Fed or Nat. So whenever I ran for district attorney for state, I was running in front of only BOGA nationalists, because I was a Nat. Go Nats. I'll talk about that later. Feds versus Nats, yes. So this was only the BOGA Nats that I lost on. After this, the next day, it's going to be all of the nationalists of Girls State. So that goes crazy. So I liked my murder speech. That was really funny. But I did not make it on a very small level. We also took a bunch of group pictures this day. Everywhere we went had a song, including when it was time for lunch. I did not record it, but we had to be in a really high pitch and do like a little squat. And we had to sing that for every single food period. Love that. I didn't like it at the start, but it kind of grew on me a little bit, especially when Fan Faye did it for the last time. Because Fan Faye had to leave early, and I miss Fan Faye. I miss her. We also had chants on the way to places and back. My favorite is the party one, but we also had and we had like a bunch of those. Like, we had one about a car. We had one about Girls Day being the best. We had one about partying. The party was my personal favorite. So Tuesday, this is when we were going... There's a bug. This is when we were... So the people who made it past the Boganat stage, they now went to speak in front of all the nationalists. And we had a little chant that for each side, like a little song. So we had a little chant for each side. So my side, because I was a Nat, went, if I had a little green box to put my nationalists in, I'd take them out and put them right back in. If I had a little green box to put my Federalist in, I'd take them out and smash their face and put them right back in. And then it just went into a beat. So that was really funny. I don't remember the Fed one, but it was a parody of some song. Also, the Girls State, roll call. Remember that I talked about from Sunday? It gets added to each day. So now that we're either Feds or Nats, the chants, they go, hey Nats, and then we'd have to say, get the gat. And then the Feds, they go, hey Feds, and then they'd say, get that bread. And unfortunately, the Federalists kind of ate with their chant. What do you mean, get the gat? They ate with theirs, unfortunately. But yeah, so more election times. So whenever we had the positions to run for state, you also had these like two side positions where you were like either the hype woman or the campaign lady for your parish. And they had their own separate elections apart from the main state ones for like head chairman to run all of the election processes. So we had one for the Nationalists, we had one for the Federalists. I was a part of the Nationalists, so I can only speak for the Nats, but she was so hyped. And the way she talks is so mature. Like, she talked, whenever she was saying like, Boga Parish, you were out of order, she sounded like a real lady. Well, she is real, but like, you get what I mean, like adult. So Something that was kind of annoying out of this is during these elections, these were heads down, hands up. So we had a little green paper and raised it up for what we wanted to vote for. And a lot of the times, especially at the start, but Maya was the one who ran for this for Boga Parish, and she won. And she is so sweet. I got to know her later during the week, and she's so nice. I love that girl. But unfortunately, a lot of people are not putting their hands up correctly, so we couldn't count correctly. So there were a lot of, she'd be like, Boga Parish, how do you vote? And what we're supposed to say, if we counted vote correctly, is Boga Parish cast votes for 21 votes, 0 abstentions, and then somebody in the back would repeat it, it kind of got funny because after some time she got tired of reading it the same voice, so she'd say like 21 votes, 0 abstentions, or like 21 votes, 0 abstentions, or something silly like that. It was really funny. But what we're supposed to say is 21 votes, 0 abstentions, and then you say how many votes for each candidate. If we didn't vote correctly and they had to re-vote, we'd hear Boga Parish passes. And every time we heard that, we're like, no. Because that's how you know it's time for another heads down, hands up. And it got kind of confusing because you could hear other teams recounting, so they'd say hands down, and we'd think it means us hands down. So I think that was a part of the issue, but eventually we got it down. And if they didn't follow the script correctly, the main homegirl would have to say, Bogafalia Parish, you were out of order. There was a whole lot of you were out of orders, especially with Pearl Parish. At the end, I don't know what was going on with their counting, but it was wrong. So by the end of this, only one Boga girl made it for the Nats, and that was Sienna. I love Sienna. She ran for lieutenant governor, and she's literally like the sweetest girl ever. All these girls that we're talking about, sweetest people ever on earth. They're so nice. And she's low-key like an icon to me. Oh, that reminds me, circling back to city, whenever I ran for city council leader and lost, that was to this girl named Chloe. Her speech 8. She's the sweetest girl ever, and she's also an icon to me. The way she talks, like her speeches, always 8. I don't know how she did it. But yeah. So that's all I wrote for. Oh, they raised up the muster time because of all those other people. All the other people in the lunchroom and stuff. So that was unfortunate. So Tuesday, I forgot to add that we also had mock trials at this. I forgot to add, but we also had mock trials at this time. So, like, remember how earlier I said we were a part of the House or Senate? Well, okay. I forgot to add this on Tuesday. Remember how I said you were either a part of a city job, parish job, and or state? Well, each of those jobs had their own little committee projects to do. So since I was public defender, which is what I ended up getting for my city, I was a part of the court's special project. So that meant doing a little mock trial. So the first time we did it, it was with all of the parish who was a part of courts. And we did a mock trial about this girl named Emma who went to work in pajamas, and that was illegal. And then we had to make our own script. And this is the start of the Banana Man saga. So after we did the mock trial with our parish, we had to do it with our city. And the girls, my team was Sienna, Maddie, Julie, and me. And Julia, and nobody knew what to do, but I was like, what if we do a whole script on Banana Man? He's a guy, he's throwing banana peels on the floor, and he's terrorizing his city because he's assaulting people. And you know what? We can even add a store owner who was held a banana point, really robbed of his bananas. They weren't really rocking with it like how I was, but they did it anyway, and I love them for that. So we were putting the starts of Banana Man here. Wednesday, it's more elections, and this is where Purba comes in. So Purba was running for treasurer, I think. I don't really remember what she was running for. I think she was running for lieutenant governor. Nope, governor, to be honest. And on this day, Tuesday, whenever elections happened, each city had their own list of this. So, like, for example, Boga had a runner for governor, right? So did all other 6 parishes. So all 6 parishes, that's, wait, 5, 6. All 6 parishes would go up to the stand, give their speeches, and then we vote. Now we're removing, I can't count. Now we're removing 4 of the candidates to where there's just 2 left. And so on Wednesday, we're doing elections to where we're running it down from the 6 to the 2. And these 2, we're going to run it down to 1, and this one is going to be the nationalist representative. I hope that makes sense, because it was kind of hard if you weren't there. And so at this point, we have our 2. Nope, we have our 6, actually. And they did an election, right? Nobody made simple majority. Simple majority was 62. So if you alone as a candidate made 62, you went off. You were our nationalist representative. And it actually ended up happening for this girl. Her name was Curry. I don't remember what she was running for, but she made 92 votes on her own. That was crazy. Because you can make deals with other people, so I'm assuming that's what happened with her, and it was crazy. So Perba and Roy, right? We came from the 6. Now we're going down to the 2. And they both gave their speeches. And I'm pretty sure a huge deal was made because there were parishes who were voting all or nothing for Roy, who was Perba's other candidate. And she ended up losing by 4 votes. If 4 people voted her instead of Roy, she would have made it. Or they would have re-voted, and then she probably would have made it. And so that was kind of bad. I feel kind of bad for her because it's like her speech was really good. And I feel like if it wasn't for the deal, she probably would have won. But the Roy girl was really sweet. I will say the speeches here, crazy good. Like, Perba's was good, but so was Roy's. But I feel like the way Perba puts herself out there, she probably could have won without the deal. But because of the deal, it's just what happens. Her CCWs were crazy good at making deals. And Roy did end up later losing, but her speech, really good. I can't tell you what any of these speeches are about, but I can tell you that they were good. So, Wednesday, yeah. So Perba election, we had our state song. Oh, we had to make a state song, which was fun. I'll put it up somewhere.
1, 2, you know what to do.
We
Mogadishu again.
Oh, baby. Concordia and Catahoula, I was Catahoula. We had to make one, and it was really funny because I have a video of us like in the midst of it, and I'm not gonna lie, that kind of felt like High School Musical the way we were building that song.
Wait. Let's like hear the whole song out with the beat starting. Yeah.
1, 2, you know what to. Okay, let's go. Oh, while we were in elections, if there were sections where we were about to go to lunch and they needed to fill up some time, this older lady would just come and start talking about bears. So now I know a lot about fat bear elections, where they vote on the fattest bear, and the fattest bear at this certain national park wins. And they don't play. And recently women have been getting like higher up in the wins, so period, go girls. On the flip side, we started the legislative sessions for the bills. So at this point, we're in-house. Each team, like each committee, for example, I was criminal justice. There were like 6 to 10 other committees. Each of them had to make a bill just like criminal justice. So at this point, we're all in it together. We all have a bill. So we have to present it to the other people and then we vote on it. And we had to do 4 sessions of debate. And if you didn't fulfill all of your time, because they'd say time, because you only had like 2 minutes. If you didn't, you had to say, I yield my time to the chair. And now that sentence is stuck in my head. And I have been saying it ironically. I do yield my time to the chair. I think it was this day that we started writing more of the Banana Man script. I know that for sure. And I did tell it to Abby, Maya, Martha, I'm remembering names, Fenfei, and Carly. They became my lunch table because I was telling about the Banana Man script, and I have a picture somewhere. I was telling about the Banana Man script, and they were really rocking with it, and they all found it hilarious, like crying, laughing, and they really helped me develop the Banana Man script. And so I told it to the rest of my people as we were making it. And also there were other teams making skits, and there was this one about this lady who was named Miss Big Bach. Like, I have a video for pronouncing it. It's Miss Big Bach. And she ate too many sandwiches at the funeral. And I think she was found not guilty.
Of the witness, Auntie Big Back. How are you feeling today, Auntie Big Back?
So, I'm fine, but it's actually not Big Back. It's Big Back.
And I think they ended up appealing that in a Supreme Court decision. Because we also had Supreme Court, so they went hot up to the Supreme Court. So that was funny. So, like I said, we're doing more economic bills. Our bill passed, by the way, but this day in specifics was the other half of the House bills, because after we were done with all the House, we had to do the Senate bills. So, they had a bill, and some of you know her, because Priscilla, specifically, you were in Mayor President's Advisory Council with me. You remember Jessica? I'll put a picture somewhere if I can find one. Jessica had a crazy good bill, and it was about economy. So, her bill basically said that if a person is mainly making money off of tips, that their company would be required to give them the rest of the money that they haven't made in tips. So, like, let's say I'm working today. I only made $5 off of tips. My company would be required to give me $2 to meet minimum wage. Crazy good bill, right? Because then it eliminates tip guilt, because you know that person is making money anyway. And if you decide to give them tips, extra money. Perfect. Well, some person didn't understand the bill and put a cap on how much money you can make. It would only allow you to make minimum wage if you had tips. And nobody understood it until after the bill was passed. So we had to do a review of the bill, and they were like, hey, well, the amendment y'all passed breaks the bill. it no longer makes sense because that amendment opposes what we were trying to do. And we had to fail the whole bill altogether because now it didn't make sense. And that was really sad. I feel bad for Jessica. At least I think her name is Jessica. If it's not, whoops. Banana Man skit. So I don't have the actual original recording, but we did redo it later that night. And I do not have the full video, but I do have a snippet, and it was really funny.
You know what to do. All rise. You may be seated. Mr. Ben Anna, do you plead guilty or not guilty to the following charges? Littering, breaking and entering, attempted murder, armed robbery, stalking, and trespassing. Yes! Prosecution, please state your opening statement.
Your Honor, members of the jury, Mr. Nana, Banana Man if you will, has caused terror amongst the community and promoted teens following his footsteps. The man in front of you. And you performed it for Abby, and she recorded it on her digicam, and it was super funny because Julia didn't want to do it, and Maddie was like blowing up the bathroom or something, so we had to get a new cast. And it was Ainsley as the Pilates girl, and she is so funny. I love Ainsley. But it was her talking as the Pilates girl, and Ellie was the new Banana Man, and she just looked so crazy. It was so funny, and everybody loved the Banana Man. And I think I really ate with that script, and that was probably like the best thing I did that week. Oh, also, I made a bracelet from we had a bracelet making bar on Thursday. Night before, I was making a bracelet for Morgan, and she was talking about her show cows, and I was so interested that I dropped her bracelet on the floor. Not my best moment, but I did fix it this night, and I did give it back to her, so we were fine. So everybody loved the bracelet bar, and they were all so sweet about it. Also this night, so I was talking to Jules, and we both wanted Maddie to come over after lights out, but we were like, wait, we're allowed to have sleepovers. Why don't we just have a sleepover? So Jules leaves the dorm to go get Maddie, and she calls me on the phone, and she's like, Akila, open the door. I said, open the door for what? You have your key. She said, no, we're bringing the mattress. We're bringing the mattress? Yes, we're bringing the mattress. Just keep the door open. Why are we bringing the mattress? Don't worry about it. Just keep the door open. I open the door. I see Jules and Maddie shimmying over this twin bed mattress. No sheets, no pillows. They're on top of it for some reason. Shimmying it into our dorm. Fan Faye is there too for some reason. I have no clue why. She was leaving early too, so we wanted her to sleep over. She didn't. But, they're all shimmying. You might hear my sister in the background. They're shimmying this twin bed. They're all in here with this twin bed mattress. And I'm like, what are you doing? How are you planning to put that back out before muster? Because after lights out, you're not supposed to be anywhere. Besides whatever dorm you're in. So I'm like, how are you planning on putting that back out before muster? Because muster is at 7:15 without anybody noticing. She's like, oh, we're just going to move it early. Not happening. So I make them all move the mattress back. And she comes back with just herself. And so now it's like 12 in the morning. We're all just talking, you know. And I reveal that I'm gay because somehow they didn't know. And we're talking about girls, whatever. And then all of a sudden we hear a boom, boom, boom. We said, what? We open the door. It's the CCs. They're playing a prank. Okay, come on, we're gonna make a sleepover. We get the mattress from that room. Bring it over here.
I kid you not, I did this at UCA. We literally folded the mattress
and took it in there. And then she was like, wait, how is she gonna be back? And then make it in the morning. So we brought it back in there.
I had all of my blankets and stuff on the bed, and I was like scared the fart out of me.
Oh crap, we're busted. Yeah, we can hear. But that was crazy, and that shook me. That was terrifying because we were talking about the police literally 2 seconds before that. So, shaking in my boots, that was terrifying. They let us continue the sleepover too. Oh, also this day before, this is when the dinner started being themed. Because remember the food song? It says, give me the mac and cheese with potatoes on the side. They actually made mac and cheese with potatoes on the side. So cute. I love that. And also, this was the day that the head chef came out and he held our BOGA sign, and everybody cheered for him. And that was a highlight of my day because he really ate with that. So Friday comes around. We start getting some of the sillier bills, like the granny panty bill that I was talking about in the group chat. That was for, like, let's say that your company is not up to standards or whatever, or like they're not, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. If they're not cooperating with a specific part of this other bill, they were forced to wear granny panties. And it was so funny because people were disagreeing with it, not because they shouldn't wear granny panties, but because they should be wearing thongs instead, or something more uncomfortable. And that was funny. We also had a let it grow bill and an oil rig bill that required them to wear pink uniform jumpsuits on Wednesdays, and like it'd be rainbow colored besides on Wednesday for like the oil rig people, and that they'd have jetpacks. And for some reason, whenever this at this point, we're no longer in House bills, we're in Senate bills. So I don't know how nobody in the Senate changed, because you can make amendments. I don't know how nobody changed the fact that there were jetpacks involved. Nobody took those out. So I guess the oil rig people are just going to explode with oil rigs. Lovely. Oil rigs and jetpacks. Perfect mix. So we let it pass anyway, so rest in peace. We also had a Roblox session this day because we had a long chunk of time where we were doing nothing. So we just had Roblox. And later that day, we had reflection time. And that made me sad, because we were all talking about like how we all made friends, and I was talking to Chloe about how like I was terrified of her because she was such an icon to me, and she was like, no, sorry girl, I cannot spawn tomatoes out of nowhere, I'm not going to throw them at you. And so we hugged it out, and I made Maya cry because I was talking about our table and how like everybody's so nice. And I talked to Morgan this day because I've been wanting to talk to her since the first day. So then we started becoming friends. I was talking to Mackenzie because Mackenzie and I also started being friends because we all clocked the fact, first of all, clocked the fact that Morgan lives in Karen Grove. So we live crazy close. Then clocked Morgan and Mackenzie for being part of the rainbow community because we were all talking about it. Like, I think this was breakfast. And we're like, I know what you are. Mackenzie, crazy fanfic writer, girl. Like, I'm talking 17K. She don't play. She said she writes fanfics. No, girls, those are novels. I'm being so for real. She needs a publisher. Somebody get that girl a publisher so she can be making money off of this. Like, it's crazy. But we were all talking about how, like, we never knew that, like, we could be this community with all these girls that we've never met before. And I was like, oh my god, wait, guys, y'all are, like, so nice. And, like, I love everybody. Like, I love my parish so bad. BOGA on top, and if you think different, you're wrong. And Molly, so Molly, she was on the Fed side, so I didn't get to talk to her that much, unfortunately, but she told me that because I was always wearing leg warmers, and she told me that the fact that I wore leg warmers every day convinced her to wear like these they were cute. They're like, I don't want to say funky, because funky has like a negative connotation, but they had a bunch of different designs on them, and they were super cute, and she wore them for when she got to white dress stage. White dress stage is when you make it to where you are the nat or the Fed representative for whatever position you're in. So Sienna made it there. Molly made it there on the Fed side. And she was like, seeing how Akila dresses every day really motivated me to put those shoes on, because people in her hometown always say that they're ugly, which they're wrong. Those shoes are cute. But she's like, Akila motivated me to wear them. And she did end up wearing them. And I was like, oh my god, wait, y'all are so nice. And then everybody started jumping in and being like, yes, girl, I love your outfits. Like, they're always so cute. And they always motivate me to, like, dress pretty or just whatever. And I was like, y'all are so nice. I love all of you. And we also had a talent show this day. So nobody knew what to do for this thing. So obviously I pull up with Banana Man. And I'm like, what if we do a Banana Man skit again? And they're like, no, that's kind of boring. So we changed it to a Banana Man musical. And that I do have a video of. And it was really funny.
The court case of Miss Banana is now in session. Miss Banana, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
Okay. Prosecution, please plead your case.
Miss Anna is a dangerous criminal who should be put away for emotional distress and broken hips. She violated people with violent weapons.
Okay. Now for the defense.
My client is not a criminal. For goodness sake, it was a banana.
We now call our first witness to the stand.
One back. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. You would have done the same. Switch. Uh-oh. Ladies, let's go.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my Pilates class. My name is Ms. Brokel, and I will be leading Pilates today. Everyone stand. 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the tree. Yoga. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, God.
We now call our next witness.
Squish. Uh-oh. Ladies, let's go. Heel, flip, squish. Uh-oh. Ladies, let's go. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same. Let's go, Boga, let's go. L-E-T-S-G-O, let's go. Boga, let's go. L-E-T-S-G-O, let's go. Boga, let's go. L-E-T-S-G-O, let's go. Boga, let's go. Let's go. Heel, flip, squish. Uh-oh, ladies, let's go. Heel, flip, squish. Uh-oh, ladies, let's go. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same. Heel, flip, squish. Ladies, don't get there.
Okay. The jury has concluded that Mrs. Ben Anna was found, drumroll please, guilty. Take her away, Sheriff. Y'all all come back out. Thank you.
And then to end the night off, Fanfei left. I was really sad. And I was also glittering people because I have that glitter body spray. So I'd be high-fiving people and made them sparkly, and they loved it. And later that night, because it was the last full night of Girls' State, we all just kind of stayed up and talked about our love lives. And Ainsley had an entire presentation about her situationships. And it was very entertaining, yeah. So then we just stayed up. Jules and I talked in the night. And then I went to bed. And that was the end of Friday. So I wake up Saturday very sad because all of the girls are leaving. I took so many pictures during this week, by the way, of all the themes. And I've been taking pictures with Odette, like everybody who's met Odette. And she became a little icon of her own. Like, people were coming up to me and be like, oh my god, you have the bear? I've been seeing her pictures on Photo Circle. I've been wanting to take a picture with her. So on Saturday, I was trying to get the last couple of pictures of Odette, and I made a little compilation. 83 pictures, at least. I think it totaled out to 83, if not somewhere around 100. I think it was 100 pictures. We took a family photo of the little lunch table. I got to glitter Morgan, like promised. And we had awards. In the final, we had a Dear Abby song. And that song, hearing it the second time made me really sad because each of us had a song. So each parish had a farewell song. We did ours. It wasn't the best. Then our CCs had a song, which I forgot to record. Then our PCs had a song.
If I weren't a PC, there's nothing I'd rather be. But if I weren't a PC,
A pair of signs what I'd be. Hit a T, hold me high. Oops, I hit a kid. Hit a T, hold me high. Oops, I hit a kid.
and if I weren't a PC, there's nothing I'd rather be. But if I weren't a PC,
Main dish is what I'd be. Sit down, get in line. I forgot to set the time. Sit down, get in line. I forgot to set the time. Hit a T, hold me high. Hit a T, hold me high. I forgot to set the time.
and if I weren't a PC, there's nothing I'd rather be. But if I weren't a PC,
A booger's what I'd be.
Oh.
Pig, pig, flick, flick. I think I'm getting sick. Pig, pig, flick, flick. I think I'm getting sick. Sit down, get in line. I forgot to set the time. Sit down, get in line. I forgot to set the time. Sit down, get in line. I forgot to set the time. Sit down, get in line. I forgot to set the time.
if I weren't a PC, there's nothing I'd rather be. But if I weren't a PC,
A basketball coach is what I'd be. Dribble, shoot, now follow through. Oops.
Keep going, you got that.
Shoot, now follow through. Hustle hard, that's what we do. Dribble, shoot, now follow through. Hustle hard, that's what we do. Dribble, shoot, now follow through. Hustle hard, that's what we do. Dribble, shoot, now follow through. Hustle hard, that's what we do.
Sit down, get in line. I forgot to set the time. Sit down, get in line. I forgot to set the time. Sit down, get in line. I forgot to set the time. Sit down, get in line. I forgot to set the time.
if I weren't a PC, there's nothing I'd rather be. But if I weren't a PC,
A valley girl is what I'd be.
Yes.
Totally for sure. I just got a manicure. 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 Sit down, get in line. I just got a manicure. Totally for sure. I just got a manicure. Sit down, get in line. I just got a manicure. Totally for sure. I just got a manicure.
if I weren't a PC, there's nothing I'd rather be. But if I weren't a PC,
A mermaid.
H2O, Cleo. Oh no, the water.
Two by twos, powder blue, CC's where's my heck out? Two by twos, powder blue, CC's where's my heck out? Two by twos, powder blue, CC's where's my heck out?
Record. That one was, I'm gonna put it up. And then our SCs had a song, and I was just, hallelujah.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
And they also had a Dear Abby song. And their Dear Abby song, hearing it the first time made me sad, but hearing it the second time around, I cried. Then people within our parish were getting awards. Like Jules, she got exceptional city member, so happy for her. And then Brooke, who was our mayor, got an award, and that made me sad because she's been working so hard. I was like, oh my god, girl, congrats. And then I got an award. I was the exceptional parish citizen, and I cried hearing that because I've lost every other election, and so winning this thing, even if it was an election, just a little something, knowing that people still appreciated me. And even if I didn't win that, just all the girls, so many people were coming up to me telling me like, oh my god, girl, you're gorgeous, oh my god, I love your outfits, oh my god this, oh my god that. And I was like, all of you are so nice, what the fuck? And so I was leaving and I was crying. And whenever we're putting all our stuff up, Abby told me I was her favorite out of everybody else, so period for that, because she's my favorite counselor. And I talked to Amiri, and I will be a counselor next year. So that is a not an hour rundown of everything that went down. And if you watched all the way to the end, I love you. You are now my best friend, because Priscilla probably didn't watch this video all the way through, and neither did Kinsley or Liv or any of you. But if you did, I love you. And yeah, so some of this didn't make sense, and if it didn't, you could just text me, because I'm putting this in YouTube form so you can pause and text. And also, so I don't have to screen record this and yap for a whole hour, because I did this originally and it took an hour, like I said at the start of this video that I already forgot. So yeah, thank you for listening. Bye bye, Bookies. Oh, and I did end up taking a 13-hour nap at the end of this. Yeah, and I am still talking to some of those girls, like currently, like Ainsley, she's still sending snaps, we're still talking. Martha, I'm still sending her streaks. And Morgan too. So, and Maya. We don't do streaks, but I still text her. And Jules. And a lot of people. Anyway, yeah, so I love these people, I love Girl State, and I love you guys. Bye!